What is up, RPG nerds? Welcome back to the tiers. I'm Bright Nelson from RPG Ranked, and if you enjoy RPGs or Octopath Traveler, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Before we get into this video, I would just like to say, for all of you 30-year-old viewers out there, which is basically everyone who watches this channel, I have like 1,000 returning viewers and only like 160 subscribers, so it means so much if you subscribed and liked this video. I know it's kind of annoying for me to say, but I just want to get some more subscribers so I can make more videos for you guys. Alright, if you need to know how to subscribe, I'll make a video ranking all the best ways to subscribe. Alright, let's get in this after this PSA. That's kind of annoying, but let's get into the meat of this video. The talents of Octopath. And I will be ranking the talents using the characters of the talents the characters have. So I'm just going to be using the characters, not like words or whatever. But yes, let's get right into this. Alright. First, I'm going to start off Temenos and his Moonlight Judge talent, which is an interesting one, and I'm going to put it in A. The Moonlight Judge talent debuffs all the enemies as long as it's nighttime. So originally, I thought this was going to be kind of stupid, because I thought that nighttime enemies were going to be way harder than daytime enemies. And at that point, you might as well just fight daytime enemies. How wrong I was. Daytime enemies are like 2% easier than nighttime enemies. It's like barely a difference. It's like there's literally no reason to not be fighting at night because of how good Moonlight Judge is. It debuffs all the enemies' defenses, I think their attack, and it also blinds them, which is really good when you're fighting against a bunch of enemies that use physical attacks. Obviously, it's not S or S+, because one, if you're fighting at day, which you probably shouldn't be, but if you're fighting at day, there's certain monsters you need to fight at day, go ahead. Like, this is not going to be useful for that. And then, also, it's just not the best. Like, debuff, it only lasts a few turns anyway, and some hard battles, the ones that actually need to be debuffed, are going to last more than a few turns, so, yeah. It's not the best. It's not S or S+, but it is still very good. And I will say you should probably always play fighting at nighttime. Once you get Throne's extra experience and JP, when it's nighttime, you should definitely always fight battles at nighttime, and because of these abilities. Alright, in B tier, that's what I meant to say, is Osvald's Study Foe ability. Cyrus's Study Foe ability felt so much better in the first game, even though it's actually buffed in this game, because each subsequent fight with the enemies, it reveals 2 weaknesses instead of just 1, so the first fight 1, and the rest are going to be 2 weaknesses. And yeah, so I feel like it should be better in theory, but the problem is, 1, you have extra power with latent powers, EX skills and stuff. You don't really need breaking as much in this game, because there are a lot of strong attacks that help you break, other than just Study Foe. Ochette's basic monsters that she can summon just break enemies without having, and find weaknesses without having to have Study Foe. And also, if you have a Scholar's Analyze, Scholar Analyze is still useful. And last but not least, there are so many abilities in this game that just break shields without needing to actually hit weaknesses. Of course, there's the kick, Ruinous Kick. Sorry about that. Ruinous Kick from the Dancer, which just breaks, right? Ochette's latent power, Temenos' latent power. I don't know why I said Temenos'. And then my favorite, the Warrior's Vengeful Blade. That one is so cool. One of my new favorite abilities from Octopath Traveler 2, if not my favorite. So overpowered in duels and stuff. But yeah, there's just so many more ways to break enemies in this game, and I feel like, and it's pretty easy to find weaknesses in this game compared to the last one. And I feel like, correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I feel like more enemies have like 5 weaknesses in this game, whereas the last game, a lot of them only had like 2 or 3. There's so many with a ton of weaknesses. And I feel like you also have access to more, like, if you put the trainer job on someone, they can hit everything. If you put the merchant job on someone, they can hit most things. Elemental Barrage makes it super easy early in the game to find out weaknesses and stuff. So I just feel like Study Foe isn't really as useful in this game as it was in the original Octopath Traveler, where it wasn't as easy to figure out weaknesses. But let's move on to business partners. I thought this was going to be a lot better, but I'm going to put it in C tier. It doesn't affect battle, and I feel like it's kind of weird for me to pay money to get money. Obviously, that's how it is in real life, but as much as the system is awesome, it's kind of too much for me. Like, it's one of those really cool systems in a game that I just personally don't resonate with. Kind of like the sphere grid in FF10 or something. Like, there are things that appeal to some people and don't appeal to others. And business partners with Partitio is not really one that I liked. Tresta's Eye for money better. It just got me money. Easy. Like, Partitio is a bit more complicated. And don't get me wrong, it's cool. But mostly, I'm just going to be using this ability to cheapen the cost of hired help. That's really what I'm going to use this ability for. Maybe I'll hire someone really quick if I'm going to go on a huge shopping spree. Or if I want to go sell a bunch of items. Like, there are a couple times that I will use business partners, but not nearly as much as any of these other ones. And since it just has to do with money, in a game we're just doing quests, fighting battles, like, you can get money otherwise. Selling those items, selling old equipment. You have plenty of ways to get money, and I'd rather not deal with this system. It's a little bit convoluted, cool, but it's a little bit too much for me. Alright, let's move on to Blessing of Darkness, Throne's ability, and I think it's right above Temenos's, because debuffing enemies, I'd rather buff my party members, because first of all, it gives you speed attack and elemental attack, I think, whereas like a lot of enemies are we're gonna like resist blind. A lot of enemies are just, it wears off after like 3 turns. And yes, obviously Thrones wears off after 3 turns too. I'd rather buff my party than debuff the enemy, because I feel like the enemy always has ways that they can remove, like they're either resistant, they can remove things, and obviously that's a rare situation. But I think Thrones is just a little bit better than Temenos's. Just by a margin. It's barely different. But I will say I'd rather be buffed, have my party be buffed than than the enemy party. And then I can combo that with like Enervating Blade, or I can use Osvald's Teach EX skill and just like double the amount of buffs I have and stuff. Like, I'd rather get buffed than debuff an enemy in most circumstances, right? So that's why I put Throne above Temenos, and Throne's the better character in most situations, so that kind of makes her better. Alright, let's move on to Hikari's, what's it called? Frickety frick. Oh, Learn Skill, S. I was about to say S+. It's just S, though. Learn Skill is very good. You can get access to basically anything you want. And you could have 5 slots for it. So, you can challenge, and I think that this one and Capture and Prepare are pretty close. But this one, it's a little bit more reliable because you can pick your target. You can, like, before you even challenge someone, you know exactly what you're getting into. Whereas Capture, it's a bit more iffy, especially with auto captures. You have no idea what you're capturing. And planning around certain strategies is so much easier with Learn Skill than with Capture. Because when you release an enemy, it hits a random target, and that's not usually the best. And yeah, so I think Learn Skill is just like blue magic. It's really fun. It makes Hikari one of the best characters in the game, which I feel so stupid putting him low on my starting characters list because I had no idea how good Learn Skill was going to be. It's amazing. I love it. It's so good. One of the best in the game for sure. Alright, let's move on to Dance Session, which I'm going to put an A above Throne. Alright, here's the thing. Throne and Temenos is more reliable at the beginning. As you start to find really good characters for Dance Session, it can start buffing you like crazy. And then, you can teach with Osvald. You can stack up tons of buffs. You can even use the Dagger Dance, and then it buffs your characters. Like, you can be doing damage while buffing your characters. Add, like, incidental attack to things. Like, you can add a lot of stuff. It's cool because all they have to do is, like, you're probably going to be dancing and buffing anyway. And this just, like these other two, it's an automatic effect. I personally just prefer Dance Session because I think it's so cool. But these two are just as good in most circumstances. It's just A tier. It's basically all tied for me. It's kind of hard. It's just, which do I prefer? I think that Agnea is a little bit more fun and interesting to me. These might be better to some people. I like Agnea's better, but this is very close. A is all super close. And speaking of being super close, S is also very close. And I'm going to put Ochette's Capture and Prepare just above Learned Skill. Here's why. Her original monster lets you figure out weaknesses really quick, break enemies no matter what, and it's really reliable. Capturing, yes, in terms of battle, is not really as good as Hikari's Learned Skill, but first of all, it doesn't cost any SP, which is a nice bonus. And yes, it auto-targets, but you can also... well, yeah, that's really annoying. But if you're using Akala or whatever the owl's name is, it doesn't really matter who you hit anyway because it's just going to be breaking someone. You also... I think you have more slots because you get your companion and then the 3 legendary beasts and then 5. So you have, what, 9 slots, maybe 10. I don't really know how the plot plays out yet, but like you have more slots, and on top of all of that, you can prepare enemies and create them into items, which can be really good depending on if you craft a good item. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. While I think Learned Skill is more reliable and is stronger, I think that Capture and Prepare is more versatile and you can use it for more things, and you get more slots for it. So like I said, A tier, it's all just about preference there. I think they're all really close. And same with S tier. I don't really, like, is Learned Skill, I honestly think is, like, more fun. But being able to prepare items and never have to worry about purchasing healing items is a huge bonus for me. And yeah, so it's all close. And then, of course, Concoct is going to be S+. If you thought Alphen's Concoct from the first game was good, this one's insane. You can boost it. You can pick multiple effects at once. You don't have to gamble. You know exactly what you're getting into. And with the latent power, you don't even have to worry about consuming effects. It is broken as all belief. And if you just save until you use latent power, think of it as like, yeah, only using it for latent power. Obviously, you don't have to. Just make sure you save one of each item that you get. But it's so easy to just put a potency. If you get to max BP, you make it more potent, you make it hit everybody, and then you pick like 3 OP effects. Like I can heal 2000 HP, 450 SP, and buff all my party members in one turn at the beginning of the game. Who thought that this would not be broken? This is absolutely obscene. And once you get more, her latent power becomes one of the weaker ones later in the game because you keep getting more and more items and you don't really need the latent power anymore. But oh my gosh, that doesn't really even matter because Concoct is just broken the whole time, latent power or not. It's just so good. And it has more versatility because you can, you can hit everyone with multiple types of elements if you want and stuff. It's way more versatile in the first game. You can boost it and you can just totally mess with it. It's so fun. It's so good. And it's awesome that Castti has this. Otherwise, I would never have her in my party because I think she's by far the most boring of all these characters. And that's kind of sad to say because I love Alphen in the first game. But anyway, that is in a different video, in the personalities ranked video. Actually, I made 2 of them. One for Octopath 2 and one based off the whole series. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching this video about the talents in Octopath 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my other Octopath 2 videos. I think I have like 5 of them out now. We have an Octopath, who's the best starting character. We have Octopath, best secondary job. It needs to be updated since I used the advanced jobs from the first game, and that will be updated soon. I have an Octopath 2, path action ranking. And then we also have a lot of Octopath videos. I don't even know what all of them are. Then a talents one is coming out soon for this game. EX skill, divine skills coming out. What else is coming out? Latent powers. And then I have, personality ranking for this. A series personality ranking. So all 16 characters in Octopath 1 and 2. And I'm also coming out soon with an Octopath 2 ships, where I want to take a character from Octopath 2 and ship them with a character from Octopath 1. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be hilarious. My dad really loves shipping people, so I'm doing that video as homage to him. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and check out the other videos like I was just saying. Ring the notification bell, buy some merch in the description if you're a true fan. And also, if you have been watching a lot of these videos and you like the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because I have a lot of returning viewers that aren't subscribers yet. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and peace out, RPG nerds. Have a fantastic day.